Good evening, everybody. I'm Bill, and you are watching Late Night on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. It's good to see everybody tonight. And we got a big show going on tonight. Got a lot of guests on tonight as well. And I'm going to bring my co host in real quick to help me out. And it looks like he's not available yet. So let me run to the chat until he comes back and we'll bring him in. So let's see what's going on here in the comment section here in the chat. My friend I Like Salt came in and said he will have passed out by the time the show starts. So he got started early drinking the alcohol and is probably gone nighty night by now. But thank you for showing up. I hope you left a like while you were there. Speaking of which, everybody go and hit the like button real quick. Let's get this video liked up. We got a lot of folks here hanging out in the chat. Johnny Sorensen will be joining me shortly, but he's already in the chat down there. All right, all right. And of course, Michael Purvis at Manic Plastic Toys has come in. Sue Studio is here saying hello. Hello, Sue Studio. Figuratively speaking is here in the chat. Hello, everyone, he says. Hello to you. There's Boba Hicks. Hello, Boba Hicks. Hello to George Valentine, who came in to join us. And my favorite girl, OBS, is here. Hey, everyone, she says. And she's ready for some member berries. All right. And I see you down there, Sue Studio. I see you. And let's see, OBS says, it's 11 already. I took my friend and her mom out to dinner. It was her mom's birthday. Hibachi grill, where the guy cooks in front of you. Volcano onion. It was good. Oh, that's when they juggle knives and all that shit and tell jokes while they're making your food. I love that. And hey, Bill, how's Paula? She's doing good. She just came down here right before the show started to say goodnight because she's hitting the hay. She's got to go to work tomorrow, so she wanted to go on and go to bed. And OBS says hello to everyone. All right, so Jones, you're still not here, so I'll go ahead and bring in my other co-host, and that is Sir Clifton. So let me bring him in real quick. Hey, what's going on, my man? Got your glasses on and everything, ready to rock and roll. It's good to see you, man. I have missed you so much. I hope things are getting better over there at the Sir Clifton household. I know you've gone through some pretty big stuff here lately.
Um, yes, sir. First of all, I just want to tell everybody that, most of you heard, there was a little bit of bad news. And I just want to tell everybody that I appreciate the prayers and support, but that's not to me. It's to my wife, to Jennifer. Uh, we, uh, we had a pretty bad thing that happened in her family, and we had to lay her mother to rest on Thursday. And uh, everybody, just please keep your prayers and support for her. She's going to need that. She's got a real tough road ahead of her, and of course, me having to be here and do my part on being a crutch. When I'm needed and called on, and I just appreciate everybody's prayers and support on that. That's really meant a lot. I've really missed everybody. Uh, I will be jumping back into my show. I will not be doing tomorrow because we are going back to her hometown for her dad. They're gonna do something for his birthday, and so I'll be doing that tomorrow. But after, I will resume and dive back in and get some things going on the channel. So I am coming right back.
All right, man. Well, it's good to hear, man. And of course, we've always got you in our prayers, and I'm sure things are going to work out. I've lost both of my parents over the years, and I know just how hard that is. You never forget, but you get to the point to where you remember the good times, and you know that they're in a better place.
Right.
And Pop actor Rick says, "Hang in there." And Pop actor's here with us. He just showed up just a minute ago. Good to see you. Yeah. The new kids got the internet. Stay away from it for a day. Yeah. See how long that lasts for. They can't do it. Uh, anyway, let's see. OBS says, there he is with those crazy shades. She wants to know if those are different from the ones that you've been wearing.
Uh, they kind of are.
Those look like they're a different color from the ones that you were wearing. So it's the same brand style, but it's a different color. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was first wearing my the frame is the silver Full Metal jacket, and then the lenses were fire orange looking.
Right.
These are the matte black with the ruby.
Right. And I'm going to bring old Johnny Sorensen in here. I think he's itching at the bit. So let's all say hello to Johnny Sorensen.
Hey guys,
what you reading there, Johnny? You got a book in your hand.
You've caught me in the pit.
Oh, you're in the Piper's pit. There we go.
All right.
I'm in that pit and I don't want to get out of there.
And Sue Studio giving Sir Clifton some prayers there. We were working on an intro there for Johnny earlier today, and he sent me that picture that I used, and I said Batman needs a can of shark repellent spray in it.
He does at all times.
And Boba Hicks says, "Welcome back to you there, Sir Clifton."
Thank you.
All right. Now, Johnny is going to pick up where Largo left off, hopefully, and start helping me do a little bit of spotlighting. And tonight, we want to kind of, I guess, do a dry run with a PDF file. Basically, this is some of your figures from your collection. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and bring Joneser on in. He just now made it back into the room, so let's say hello to Joneser, everybody.
What's up, everybody? It's Joneser, your favorite comic book guy. So let's do this.
What's up, Joneser? Got him a cup of coffee. I just got mine made. So we gotta keep juiced up so we can stay up late tonight and do this show, right? So all of us are going to sit here with Johnny, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what we're going to see on this little slideshow that he put together, Johnny's Motu Origins Toys. Now, that's a picture back there in the back, and what's this figure in the foreground?
Well, that one's a cheat because that's the only not Origins toy. That's that Masterverse, that second release skeletal they did. I had the little golden book on Amazon for a couple of bucks, and I just thought it made a fun image.
Okay, and that sword looks like Triclops' sword.
Yeah, it was either that or Fisto, one of those from the Masterverse
if it's
ones.
Purple, it's Fisto's.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right. And this slide's a little dark, but I think I see Merman and Scare Glow in there.
Yeah, it's just showing Scare Glow when it's glowing in the dark. That's why it's all dark there in the castle. We got Bender from Futurama. We got a Goliath from Gargoyles up on there. That used to belong to my little sister. And little Koopa-Doo from Mario. I change the castle around every few months, and sometimes I put random other figures that have nothing to do with anything, and then they're just for a laugh, and then I take them out again later.
Okay, and I'll take us off the bottom there so that we can see more of the picture there. I'm kind of curious about these dragons. I see a blue one back there. It looks like She-Ra's riding on, and I see this red and yellow-orange one here in the foreground.
Yep, they're like Suru Robo Alive dragons, which they had 1 million of, and they had whole shelves of them at Targets here that sat for about 2 years. Never paid any attention to them. Then one day I'm watching Analog Toys with Tony, and he did a full video on one of these, and they're like they can walk and make sounds and shits, but I never put the batteries in them. They have just a really cool sculpt, and he did a cool video, and I went, oh, I'm going to get that and put it with my masters, like you said, because they go so well together. Just fantasy stuff. And I went back and got another one. I got the blue one and the red one. They're both awesome, and they're super cheap. They cost no more than your average action figure, like $30 Australian or 20 American.
Okay. And
they're big and they're cheap and they're really good quality.
Nice. Says I had a bender. He was a wind up and walked and had a cigar and a beer.
That bender was from about 2003 in the direct market in the comic shop I got in Perth. And this little hatch opens on his chest, and he's got like a couple of accessories and stuff that go inside his hollow chest. Behind Orko, I'm not sure. Oh, that's Sub-Zero who's in that older photo.
Puppet or monster? Told My Pet Monster?
Nope, I don't have any of those.
Oh, I thought it was that little My Pet Monster looking thing. I can't tell what that is.
No, there's different angles and different photos, and that I've changed it up display a heap of times. There, I've got Gladiator Hulk. I tried Beastman. I just tried him out with the dragon to see if it'd go on there. I got the Panther, but I put the red mask on him for my double I had on the cat. I'm just seeing how he goes. And I just switched. I got the Mr. Freeze from that Motu Origin style line that Funko did. And he's really cool because he just looks like a Ice Warrior Barbarian. If you didn't know it was Freeze, he's just a cool figure.
Yeah, it is. I was looking at that, and I'm looking at that dragon. Is his arms and legs articulated?
Yeah, they move. He actually walks if you put the batteries in. I never have, and it makes sounds just like your Jurassic Park dinos do. The wings can go like that. The arms can go like this, and it can actually walk. It walks like a G1 Triptychon walks. If you've ever seen that, like this, like he's on a track.
Okay.
Wow.
I have to turn on one day. I've never put the batteries in. Yeah, I got that. That's when I got the Land Shark, and I rotate the castle and open it up, get some figures in there. You've got Zodak, and I've got a weird mask on him, kind of thinking like Mad Max style. Just put a weird mask on there from an old Spider-Man toy. Orko's up the top. I tried to glue him on that base because he always tilts like sideways all over the place.
Oh, really? Not tight, I take it.
No, it's not. The stand's great, but the angle of his weight flops about everywhere. And I tried to have guys here where they're facing off. Like I've got in the background, there's actually Scorpion and Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat and the Motu style line the Funko did. I've got the She-Ra.
Check it out, folks. Hebro in the house. What's going on, Todd? Good to see you, man. Glad you showed up, man.
And they got She-Ra facing off with Evil Lyn, and they got Roboto down the bottom of that, and the Faces dude has got the punching in going into the Land Shark's teeth, like stopping the jaw.
All right, and going on to the next slide, there's that Mr. Freeze figure you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a really cool figure. Really cool. And his accessories are all transparent like they're ice too.
Nice. Like an ice barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes kind of cool with the ice dragon as well, the same kind of powder blue color. And
I'm digging Merman there and his little
corn. Yeah, and he's doing corn cob salute.
And you're getting some high praise from the master there. Hebro says the fun setup that you have there.
This was cool. Like the first year I had him, and then I've changed it up. Each time I get new figures, I kind of change it up and rotate who's in there. And
nice. And here's another good picture of the setup there.
And pay attention to those dodgy wooden blocks there, because they are just pieces of scrap wood I had out the back that I cut up with just a drop saw. You'll see in some of the other photos, I finally got around to actually putting some paint on them. I got Battle Lion on the bottom left there from the Classics line. I paid a fair bit for him last year. The only thing I have from that line is just a really cool sculpt. And I had those other cats. I had the Masterverse cat. I had the Origins one. I thought, fuck it, I just want the other cool cat with the lion head. Why not?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
very good.
I had a go at hanging the dragons up. I've got the dragon hang up just with fishing line. There's a shelf that's above that with big bloody Titan scale transformers way up at ceiling height, and I've hung that underneath just on several strands of fishing line, and it's been there more than a year and it hasn't snapped. And if it did, the toy's really solid. It won't break if it drops. So,
nice setup. Now make them all
yeah. That'd be good.
And
so that's the blocks, and I'll tell you what's going on here, because like first of all, this is literally just rubbish. It's just bits of scrap that I had nothing. It was nothing to do with anything. One day I was bored and I cut them up like that, and I PVA glued them together in the middle. And I actually made it like a step for our cat out the back. He's got like a little area he lives in the garage and sleeps at night. And I was trying to make it like steps he could go up to a little rampy thing and walk around. I put it in there for 3 months. He never stepped on the damn thing once. And I thought, I've taken that block back. I've invested too much in this rubbish piece of wood that's been sitting in the yard for 10 years. I'll do something else with it. So I left it how it was. I just thought, what if I just painted it? And that's just old house paint. I didn't even buy that. I just had leftover green house paint sitting around from something else I was doing. And I painted it, the whole thing, all over, several layers. And see how in the right picture it's kind of dirty looking and grey? That's actually grey paint. And I started mixing a light grey paint into it, trying to get it like as if it was water or slime running down the front.
Right.
And then I got that stick on the side. On the very far right is an old rusty chisel, and there's a stick with looks like silly string on it. That's PVA glue and pile of sand I had up the back from when I had to like refill some hollow under the concrete in the yard. So I PVA glued that onto the wood, and then I painted over it again to give it a texture on the front, so it looks all crusty and dirty and weird looking. But I have no skills at model making any of that shit, and I've got friends who've done professional level stuff. So this it's absolute garbage, but it works for me. I'm like, it's a bit of scrap, and I'm going to repurpose it and do something with it. And I thought we'll just have a go.
All right, and I'm gonna bring another guest on the show. He's been sitting down there waiting patiently while we're doing the slideshow. So here he comes. All right, Hebro had to run. Good to see you. Glad you stopped by to say hello. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Glad to see Todd come by. And OBS says, if it works, it works. Hey, Mike, how's it going, my man?
We're good.
We're going to move on through
Mike.
the next slide here. And
Yep.
I can see the gray skull ring here in the foreground.
Yeah, so you can see now I put the wooden blocks in there, and up the left side I took those other wooden ones out and just painted them grey, because again that was a leftover thing I had sitting around when I painted some chairs out the back, and it worked. And I've got up the very top left, I picked up that CGI He-Man battle cat. He was on sale half price, and now I have all the cats in that corner. Added him in, did part swap on Skeletor and Hordax. I did a part swap on Anti-Eternia He-Man down the bottom in front of the castle door. He's actually got Hordax body with grey and then the black face. And yeah, I got that wrestling ring. I was trying to get that for about 2 years, and I could never get it at a fair price. It was always double or triple retail in Australia online, and it came up on sale at normal price again. Got it, and it's my favorite thing I've purchased in the last 6 months. That ring. It's just a hollow piece of shit plastic, but it looks cool, and it goes so well with the castle and the colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sad every time I see that, because I passed on it. I've seen the Snake Mountain one clogging my Walmart, and I passed on it a bunch of times. And now, I wish I would have just got it.
Well, Jones, I've got the gray skull ring here in one of these boxes that's over here beside me, but I never saw the Rattlesnake Mountain ring.
Yeah, we never got it here.
I wanted to get that because wouldn't that be perfect to have both of those rings? So it'd be like, what was that they used to do in WCW when they would have the two rings set up?
Yep.
Right.
War games.
Yeah, that's it.
Funny you mentioned that.
Now, who is this? Who is this big figure that's up here behind?
Oh, that's the Violator from Spawn.
Okay, cool.
It's one of those McFarlane mega figs. I've still got the one he did 20 years ago, the little skinny one, and that one came out about a year or two ago. It was that's heavy as that's like as heavy as that bloody battle line. It's just a big solid resin like block, and I like how in the different motive stuff, whether it's the cartoon or mini comics, there's always these random monsters and beasts and shit just turning up on like He-Man and Thundercats in the background. You see for one episode they're gone again. And
hello, Christian Hamburg from Germany. Good to see you, sir. And we move on to the slide number 10, where we see some. A collage of photographs here.
Yeah, just showing off the dragons and the different things I'm trying out with and different angles, and I finally managed to get not one but two of them hanging up with the fishing line, so you can't it's to my side there, and it's basically invisible in daylight. It looks like they're just floating in the air, so it looks pretty cool when you see them in the corner.
Yeah, I'm really digging those dragons, man.
Yeah,
me too.
Sergeant Slaughter's in there, just a cameo, because I just happened to buy him that week, so that's why he was hanging out down there, and he was doing his this, and I've been taking photos of him. That's when I was getting way overcrowded, and I went to probably double the amount of figures I had, and that's when the shelves are sagging, and I had to start taking stuff off and reorganizing everything.
Right. Yeah, it's real crowded down there in the castle. It looks like. Yeah.
I just had so much new stuff coming in at once, and got familiar scenes.
Here's an interesting picture we can all relate to. Hoarding done wrong, hoarding done right.
Right. Nice.
And I've actually seen some houses like that in real life.
My wife had to clean a house like that.
I do cleaning and all sorts of jobs. That's what I mean. I've seen it. You got to shimmy down the alleyways. That's the part swap I did there with the Hordak and the Anti-Eternia He-Man. I just tried swapping their parts because they had the black and grey, and I thought they were cool.
Yeah, and I like the little pun there with the hoarding with the Hordak, evil hoard there.
Yeah, you got to spell it right.
Right.
Otherwise, the fans will be on to you. They'll be in the chat going, actually, it's spelled this way.
Actually.
I dig that bike for.
That bike.
Oh, yeah, that's another McFarlane one. Yeah. That was from the Batman metal who did that skull bike. I've never put it with Batman. I only bought it to go with Skeletor or what's his face, Keldor, and both of them look quite cool on that bike. And he's running over a Terminator there.
Screw your feelings, like the hoarding meme there.
Yeah.
Susudio says she's always liked dragons. Believe it or not, that was my high school mascot. Okay.
And there's more part swaps there.
It's crazy. I watched a couple of them hoarder shows. I can't do it. It makes my OCD act. Yeah, I know. Especially the houses where you have to climb over a pile of garbage just to get in the front door.
I've seen one like that in the last fortnight that was fairly scary.
I mean, and let's move on to slide number 14 here.
This is more of my Skeletors with the different heads on each ones, and the bottom left showing part swap. There's a Man-at-Arms body, which is green, but then it's got the 2002 head and bits from other figures. And that
reminds me of Demo Man.
Yeah, I just like all the different. I never intended to get more than one or two Skeletors, but you got the base one. Then they did the one with the updated head that was cheap, and then you get the battle armor one, and then there was the 2-pack with the Keldor, and the Keldor has that 2-pack head with the jewel eyes that are like the early mini comics looking eyes, and that's probably the coolest head of any of them.
That's based upon the Alfredo Alcala artwork from the original storyline book, the little storybooks that came with the figures.
Yeah, I was reading that this morning in the omnibus.
And here we have slide 15, more pictures of the figures inside the castle. Looks like there's a commode in there. Who's sitting on the commode?
That's the little Mikey Ninja Turtle. He's kind of like, if you've ever seen that Ghoulies VHS movie in the rental store, it's the little green guy coming out of the toilet.
Nice.
So I just thought of it, so I just shoved him in there.
Well, I'm totally a ghoulie, dude. Wow.
Yeah. And then in the actual castle chair, it's Stinkor. And he's got the weapon rack with just everybody's weapons, like he's somehow, I don't know, temporarily taken over or whatever.
All right. Okay.
And I got the part swap guys, and there was I think it was Battle Armor He-Man, or one of them had an extra head that was really unfortunate. Might have been the other one. It was either Battle Armor or possibly that one.
It was
that
one.
Head, and he's going.
Yeah.
And you look, what the hell were they trying to go for with that?
It was actually a part in the Shaping Staff episode. I can tell you the exact scene. It's when they turned Tila into a frog in the Shaping Staff episode, and he has that look on his face.
So it's not just a random head; it's actually referencing something.
Yes.
So
I had no idea. I just seen people complaining. Why do they put this stupid head in this He-Man? So I had to come up with something where I could make it work and put it. So I keep him on with the Tunic Man now, where he's likes the lotion on its skin, and Kane's like saying, "Put this on."
Yeah. It's actually
now,
supposed
what is
to be
that
He-Man's outraged face. I'm
He
outraged.
looks.
at
It
the
looks like he's
nefarious
shitting
deed he
himself,
did.
face or about to run away when you see the headed person.
Yeah, and
What
I
is
can
it?
tell
Yeah,
you
I
the
got the-
exact scene.
What is
of the
that tunic
episode
that
it's in.
He-Man is wearing there? Is that from one of the Masterverse figures?
Yes, it's from either the Triclops or the other one from that cult thing. It has a nice fabric,
Triclops.
and I just thought it makes him just look like some kind of peasant guy.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm digging Skeletor down there with the Ninja Turtle body.
Yeah, that doesn't stay. That was just whenever I get new figures, I just randomly swap heads to see what can fit on what from
And then
different lines.
do the pegs on those two figures work with the heads?
They do. They're wrong proportions, but their pegs do actually work. Yes.
Okay.
I just like the turtle one. Reminds me of those old like Turley Gang bootlegs and stuff because it just
Right.
looks so stupid.
Yeah.
And I tried out the Snake Man with the head extension piece, like in that middle picture is the new Ratlaw, and then there's a vintage one behind him. And I tried the Cobra Khan with the head extension from the other figure, and it worked quite nice on there. Just as another kind of variant.
I know what's going on with He-Man and Skeletor over there. It looks like He-Man.
Well, that was that surprised face. So that was trying to come up with why has he got the surprised face? There's like Skeletor's walked in on the bathroom, and he's like,
you know,
I thought Skeletor was showing him his boner.
It's like those behind the scenes things. Like, you know, if you imagine the show was like actors and not animated, it's like, you know, but between scenes or deleted scenes, it's like, oh no, he's walked in.
Now, see, I've got a couple of toilets here from the old Jack Specific collections. If you remember those, you know. Now I'm going to have He-Man sitting on the toilet, probably reading like a magazine.
I've got that same toilet in a really large scale, and I've got the Marvel Legends Hulk on it, and it actually fits perfectly with that size.
Wow! And
who we have T from the wrestling line? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the WrestleMania with the robe where he fought Roddy Piper and all that. And I just got him last month. I tried part swap with Stinkor Ninja. So you got like a buff Stinkor, or I call it like a buff Bagwell Stinkor.
Old Stinkor there.
Yeah, and then
one of the turtles is popping up out of the nasty toilet.
Yeah. And you can see there he's got all the weapons and stuff, and he's got like Battle Cat or Battle Lions mask from the 2002 Classics one. Like he's got all the trophies of the defeated people. And to Eternia He-Man getting the jaws.
Yeah. And this is the slide number 18 here.
Yeah.
Man in arms on Zodak's body there.
Yeah. It didn't look great. It's just another random one I tried. And also the Roboto trap jaw. Like they've got the same parts in that. They look cool.
That's interesting part swap going on there.
Yeah, I just do it with any new figures. I'm just when I'm bored, I get them. I usually put them back again, but I just try any kind of combination to see how it looks. And that bottom middle one's that 2002 style He-Man, but I gave him the Terror Claws, so he's like facing off the Wolverine, and he's like, I don't know about this.
There's old man Logan there fixing to whoop that ass. Oh, hey, Duchess of Darkness.
Don't fight with an old man.
And who is that riding on Panther?
That is Beast from the Age of Apocalypse storyline, where he's the evil Dark Beast. I just got him on sale, and I thought he's just a generic monster dude, and sometimes I put him in the background and that.
All right. And moving on here to the next slide, number 19.
Yeah, more part swaps when I got them, guys.
A lot of part swapping going on here and chest armor swapping.
I like I wish I had another Scare Glow because I would have one trooper with that skull head if I had a spare one. That's the only one to sort of like. The other ones they were just random ones to try. They look a bit rubbish, but it's fun to mess about with.
And Spider-Man's up there, and who is that doing the super kick there?
It's Mary Jane.
Okay, all right.
I just got those figures all on the same day. That's why I had them out in the lounge table.
You're just in time. You're just in time, dear. You're just in time. He-Man looks like a mad
mother-in-law.
All right, let's move on to slide number 20. We've got the rings set up here. So we got
there's your World War III
comparison there with the regular WWE? Is that a Raw ring or a SmackDown ring?
Well, it's both. It's just the same generic ring, and they give you 4 stickers: SmackDown, Raw, and Mania, SummerSlam. And I put one of each sticker on each side, so I can just turn it around and have whichever one I want. And we got cage match with the Beast Man, the mini comics Beast Man.
So where did you get the cage from?
It's not a cage. It's actually just a bit of plastic PVC roll, and it's on a roll. It's actually a gutter guard for your leaves and gutters.
Okay.
So that's all it is, and it's still on there now. I've got it just going around the entire ring, and I just tried it. I want to try and actually get like a something like a roof or a Hell in a Cell type thing down the track and try and do something else with it.
Miss Jennifer comes in. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for your prayers and support. It's going to be tough. I'm not sure how to get down that road. Sir Clifton is definitely a godsend. Well, I can tell you this, that it's going to be tough, but you're going to make it through it. And it's a good thing that you have the support that you have, and we're all behind you. And let's move on to the next slide. We're getting close to the end here.
Nearly the end.
Here we go.
Yeah, just some fun muckabouts. He-Man with that snake thing.
Yeah.
I just had to try it, and people got to laugh out of that online.
Is that our eponymous Hebrew over there riding on Battle Cat?
Yeah, well, that was his channel. I saw him doing that swap, and I've actually bought a second clamp chap because I quite like him like that. It looks cool, so I'm going to keep one like that and one as clamp chap.
That's pretty cool. All right, and next slide here, more wrestling. We got Mr. T in the ring.
You got to have some wrestling. It's late night. It's not late night without wrestling, but
absolutely.
And I love that Mr. T figure. The face is awesome, and I love the Snake Men. I just got them in the same month, so I'm just like, whenever I get new shit, I just put it together and take stupid photos, and then.
And the girls are giving each other some support there in the chat. Let's move on here. We're having
that's down the side of that same ring.
Yeah.
And I kind of went to the blue and the Skeletors, and that's just all my Skeletors all just in there like piling in like Royal Rumble style.
Now is He-Man flipping himself out of the ring, or has he been thrown?
No, he got thrown out. I had another photo, a different angle where it was another guy was throwing him out. And then if you look in the bottom one, it's a bit small, but there's Panthro coming in the land shark to start chomping all the Skeletors that have been thrown out.
All righty.
That makes me want a wrestling ring.
Well, with their normal price, they're only about the price of a figure, and that's just more nonsense. I picked up the Kane from the WWE Motu line and chucked him in there. Beastman's whipping He-Man, who's upside down on the ropes there.
Yeah, I see that. Battle Royal. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And you can't see it at that angle, but I've got several buzz-offs now, and I kind of like, you got 2 buzz-offs. It's like the Killer Bees tag team of there.
And moving on down the line, we got the cage match here. Who's that upside down?
That's a Power Ranger.
Yeah, Power Ranger.
It's a Power Ranger. Fully Power Ranger. Whoever's on sale that's cheap is just got to get beaten up.
By Lords of Power Beast Man, it looks like.
I love that. I had no intention of getting that figure, and I passed it the first time, but it came around again, and I got a good price. And I love it. It's one of my favorite figures in the whole line because the face is so cool. And when you look at him, he's wearing a freaking wrestling belt and he's got a big chest like he's a wrestler. Absolutely.
All right. So let's see if we're at the end yet. Not yet.
All right,
so what do we got going on here with He-Man? He-Man's got like Hulk.
I'm not sure what's happened to He-Man there. Some kind of bad spell that's gone wrong, perhaps.
He's got that surprised look on his face.
Yeah,
like, what the hell's going on?
If that happened to you, would be surprised, I would think. But yeah, I like
WWE,
that.
Here.
What do you call that other He-Man there where he does the? I can't remember the name of him.
Now see,
Flying Fist, or is that the other one? But I like that he has the chrome look on him, so I put him on the Battle Cat because I wanted battle armor.
Flying Fist, thank you.
Yeah, I wanted the battle armor He-Man on there with the chrome look, but he doesn't have the chrome look, so I just substituted and put him on there instead.
Well, if you want a battle armor He-Man that has the back metal, they did the battle damage 2-pack with battle armor He-Man and battle damaged battle cat. Yeah, I took all the battle damaged parts off of my He-Man and put the regular parts on him so that he's not cut all up and stuff.
Yeah.
And that is my battle armor He-Man is
If I can get one of those liquid chrome pens, I might get like a second regular battle armor and see if I can give it a paint over. So I'd like to have them on there, but just the chrome look and the light, because that's where the sunlight comes every morning in my room, so it looks cool.
And if you guys are wondering, we're putting folks' links to their channels up here. Thank you, Joneser, for doing that. I appreciate that, sir. And moving right along the line here, I think we've reached the end of this slideshow. Yeah. And so that's it for the toy portion. And I appreciate you doing that, Johnny. And
yeah,
like I said, in the future we're gonna start working on doing spotlights again, and Johnny's gonna kind of take up Largo's space on fixing up the spotlights for us. So we'll have
that those. Was a test thing where I'm just learning the programs again. And like I learned PowerPoint like in the 90s, decades ago, but I haven't used it since. So I'm just learning the stuff, and I put that one together in like 10 minutes with stuff I already had just as an example.
And and you're starting to learn Canva, correct?
Yeah. I used it last year for a little bit, but I didn't know it had slideshows on there. But so now I know I've been on it each day doing it.
I tried to work with Canva a little bit, but it's so much to it that it eluded me, and I said, "Look,
there's a little bit too much going on in there."
Things, so,
there's other programs that are simpler, and if you don't know it, it's too much crap going on where you just want to do one thing that tries to do 10 other things you don't want to do.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think OBS was giving you some applause there. She loved looking at your toys there, Johnny, and we did.
I like looking at them. They're right next to me, so I keep looking at them while we're talking.
Looking at those when they're in that wrestling ring. I've been watching the old TNA going back. It's kind of like WWE Network, and seeing all that action going in. I've got the late great Don West rambling in my ear, going crazy. No, he put him in the turnbuckle.
And now Michael joined us while we were doing the little slideshow there. I want to spotlight Michael for a minute and let him talk a little bit. What's been going on there, Mike? I know you wanted to come on the show, so you must have something up your sleeve, man.
Not really. Just being to join y'all for a while, you know.
So how's the toy selling going?
Not too bad.
Getting a little bit of business there, getting things set up, getting some stuff going.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Always.
And if you guys are looking for little bits and bobs to fill out a collection, this is the man to go to. He's got the stuff, and it's wonderful. I bought a couple of items from him. I know Motu Joneser has gone in and got a few things from him. So if you're looking for something obscure, to like a figure weapon or a piece to go on a play set that's missing, he's got a tub full of that stuff, and I'm sure he'd be willing to help you try to find that.
Oh yeah, I'll sell it cheap, you know.
Well, one thing I wanted to add was exactly to that point, Mike. Your price point couldn't be beat. Like a lot of the times when I'm buying used toys off people, I like to haggle a little bit, but it's like no need. Yeah, like you're not going to find anyone cheaper, and he ships promptly. I mean, he even threw in a sticker set on the attack track for me at no charge. I mean, seriously, if you're looking for vintage bits, this guy's your man. I mean, he's I couldn't be more happy, you know, and I plan on using his service many more times. And he's got more than just Motu. I mean, guy's got the Thundercats, Ninja Turtles, wrestling figures. I mean, superheroes. It's like his stuff's pouring all over the place. So highly recommended.
So do I. I mean, I got this Road Ripper over here that I'm going to start restoring. I got the stickers for it, and I got the T-handle for it, and all it needs now is for me to give it a bath and re-sticker it, and it'll be ready to go. So, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that, man.
Always, man. You know.
And
else, you know.
And we got Yeah, we got everybody in the house now, and I think we're ready. I think we're ready to get our first little bit going here. But before we do that, I want to give everybody a chance to have a break. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and everybody run, go see a man about a horse, or go get you some more coffee, or whatever it takes, and we'll
Drink some
do
slime.
this quick. Yeah, there you go. Drink some slime, whatever it takes, man. So we'll be right back after these messages.
There goes the honeycomb hideout.
We're back in caveman time.
Me big caveman, want big cereal.
Try honeycomb, it's a big mouthful.
Honeycomb's big, 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 big. Got a big bite, right, right, right. Honeycomb's a big mouthful, it tastes just right.
Post-honeycomb cereal is part of a balanced breakfast.
It's big mouthful.
Honeycomb's a big mouthful, it tastes just right.
Eggo my Eggo.
Eggo my Eggo.
You'd deny your own father an Eggo frozen waffle from Kellogg's? With extra batter to make a man size? You'd deny me the 4 important vitamins and iron in an Eggo waffle? You'd deny all this to your poor old dad?
Eggo my Eggo.
Oh, well, you have kids your own someday.
Eggo my Eggo.
Kellogg's.
Yes, it's Nessie Marvin. No matter how hard he tries,
Oh, Marvin!
he always makes a mess. Except when he makes his chocolate milk. He uses good old-fashioned Hershey syrup in the no-mess bottle. Great-tasting, thick, rich chocolate flavor that Hershey always delivers without making a mess.
Excellent.
Marvin.
Delicious Hershey syrup in the no-mess bottle.
Holy perplexity, Batman!
Let's not be bewildered, Robin. The pun's up, Riddler. Listen, folks, only at Zellers are you protected by...
The law of Toyland. Nobody beats Zeller's prices on toys. Nobody.
Well said, Robin. You're protected at Zellers because the lowest price is the law.
That's him, Herman, the funny-looking one with the mustache.
I'll handle him. Hey, Whipple, you been giving the missus a tough time for squeezing Charmin bathroom tissue?
But we don't squeeze new Charmin in the store.
Yeah?
See, there's a sign.
A sign. Honey, there's a sign.
But, Herman, we can't resist. Charmin's so deep down, squeezably soft. And the soft fragrance is irresistible. Irresistible price, too.
Honey, the sign.
Everyone squeezes new Charmin. Here.
Does smell nice, huh? Feels soft. But you gotta resist it, honey. You gotta be strong like us guys. Right, Whipple? Oh, Whipple.
Please don't squeeze the Charmin.
New squeezably soft Charmin bathroom tissue from Procter & Gamble. Take it home and squeeze it.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got the best for so much less. You really flip your lid.
From bikes to trains to video games, it's the biggest toy store there is.
Gee whiz.
I don't want to grow up, 'cause baby, if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. More games, more toys. Oh boy,
I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
Captain America here. I need your help battling the energy wasters, the thermal thief, the wattage waster, and the cold air crook. These insidious villains are probably in your home. Defeat the thermal thief by shutting doors. Waste the wattage waster by turning off unused lights. And cool the cold air crook by shutting the refrigerator door. Saving energy is everyone's business, so keep it up, America.
And welcome back to the show. And I want to give a big shout out to Sir Clifton, who gave us a tip just while we were playing the commercials. And if I go over here, he said, always a good show. Thank you so much, Sir Clifton, for your generosity. Are we hearing me?
Yes, sir.
I hear you.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that tip, man. Really do. All right. And Pop Actor Rick says, I just closed my refrigerator door. So Captain America has done his duty today to stop the cold air criminal or whatever his name was. What did you guys think of that Zellers ad with Batman and Robin?
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, that's
I like it. I remember it.
I like it.
Yeah, I didn't remember those ads when I ran across them. There's 4 of them. I've already shown one of them one time. It had Joker in it. This one had Riddler in it, and there's 2 more. One with Penguin and Catwoman, and of course, future commercial compilations will have those in it. Let's see. Susudio says the other day I found my Halloween Havoc NASCAR Black Widow bank. I also have a few 1/64th scale from WCW wrestlers. Okay, cool. OBS says, woo, the member berries rock. That's what she's here for. She loves those member berries. Screw Your Feelings says, I wish they had used those villains in the commercial for the cartoons. That would have been kind of cool, right? Pop Actor Rick says, I'm not even a Captain America fan. I'm a Hulk fan. All right.
You can like both.
Right. And moving on down, said, love the Batman commercials. Yeah, those were kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of a homage of the Bronze Age Batman look with the kind of the Adam West kind of feeling, with the way he was talking and the way his eyes, kind of did. It's kind of funny there. Let's see. What are you saying here, Johnny? Big Papa Pump lifts real cars like a real man on the weekend and gives himself a hernia. Well, I don't know if you watched.
Don't bother with the diecast.
I did the freak show. Where he was doing the freaky workout, and he actually looked like he had the back axle of a car with the tires still on it, sitting there working out with it. Now, Joneser, you said that you could do that workout.
Absolutely.
After this operation, you think you're still up to that?
Not a damn chance.
If you put those sunglasses on from earlier, your strength will
well, maybe if I wore my Superman shirt, then I'd have a half a chance.
There you go, man. I wonder how many people wound up in the hospital trying to do the Scott Steiner freak show workout.
That's like trying to do the old Arnold workout. So if you're not already a bodybuilder, you're not doing the Arnold workout.
No, absolutely not. Let's see. Pop Actor Rick goes, did you ever see the Hulk, the Lou Ferrigno commercial where he smashes his boat and then reads an anger management book? No, but I'm gonna have to find that now.
Yeah.
You got me on the hunt now.
I'm trying to get that series on sale. I want to get the whole.
John says, hey, y'all, I'm back. I didn't know you left. All right, man. Cool. Glad to have you back with us. I hope you saw some of the commercials.
Bill, that Scott Steiner workout might not play to my strengths, but where they have that weird tuna melt sandwich, now that's something that
gross. You're talking about the one that Tuna Fish Sally was making? What do they call the tuna fish rare bit open face sandwich?
I could have ate that. I think I was the only one going, really?
Well, now here we go. I'm going to call you out there, Joneser. You said you were going to make that and eat it and then come back and give us a report on that. We're still waiting for that.
That's still on the table. You send me the recipe, I'll make that.
All right. Well,
I'll eat it live on the show.
I'll have to rewatch the video and write down everything a la Julia Child and send that to you so that you can make that thing and come back and tell us how it worked. Tell us how. Yeah. Tell us how it worked out the old bowel system.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, I ordered the Inferno chicken tonight. If that tells you how Joneser eats.
Now, to keep in mind, folks, Joneser just gave birth to a 9-pound, 6-ounce, big, nasty kidney stone. So and then he goes and eats the Inferno chicken. So
I was happy to. I didn't have an appetite, man. For the last week, I barely ate. I probably lost 15 pounds on this thing because I just wasn't eating. I had no appetite. When you hurt, you don't eat.
right. So then you go get the most spicy food that you can possibly eat.
I miss
Try to destroy what's left in your stomach while you're at it. Okay, I see where it's going here, Joneser.
Well, in all seriousness, and I don't want to make this about me or about health, but I'm going to just throw this out there. I'm a 285-pound man, so I'm overweight. My wife and I both have talked about making healthier choices, and this kidney stone thing was kind of a wake-up call that we're not eating right, we're not taking care of our bodies, we're not doing the right things. So when we went out today, like you get a choice with your meal, a potato or a salad. Well, I went with salad. And I'm just trying to make smarter decisions, drink more water, move more, eat less, and just be a little better. I'm not like gonna go crazy and go on some wild diet I'm never gonna stick to.
Not going on DDP yoga.
You know what? It actually appeals to me. The wife
I like his yoga. Like I've actually done yoga for years. And so at some point, you've got to get away from Andre's giant diet and get onto the DDP diet.
No, the wife and I were looking at that because we were watching some of those testimonials where they had like some like 400 or 500-pound people on there who have made it work.
He's really good at rehabbing people. He's almost like a physio specialist in his knowledge. Really, he's really good.
Did he rehab Scott Hall?
Yes.
Yeah, Scott Hall and Jake the Snake.
Yeah,
both live with him.
So yeah, we actually were looking into DDP
Bagwell.
yoga. We're trying to find something that we can stick with. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing with if you go, keto or vegan or whatever you're gonna do. Like the first bacon cheeseburger I walk by when I want one, and that's just gonna be it. And I need to find something I can stick with.
Yeah, I find the easiest thing is just increase like your fats and proteins, decrease all types of sugars and carbs, because that's sustainable over long term. You get better mental alertness through the day and less of the up and down glucose and sugar highs and lows and all that.
Yeah, well, I'm a carnivore, man. I'm a meatitarian, I guess you would
I'm
say.
a meatitarian as well.
I like tasty meat that comes from cute little animals. You cook that shit up and make it good, and I'm ready to eat.
Mm-hmm. Give me some Texas barbecue any day.
Right.
Texas barbecue is interesting because they don't use pork; they use brisket, and it's a little different tasting. Now, we have Michael Purvis, who's also a barbecue expert, and he's from over there. Where is that at now? Is that South Carolina?
Yeah.
That's over there where they have the mustard-based barbecue sauce. Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Now, I've never had mustard-based sauces. All my sauce has been tomato-based or something like that. So I'll have to try that at some point or another if I ever get in that area.
It's delicious. Just so you know, I've had mustard-based barbecue. It's delicious.
Okay. Pop actor Rick said he has passed 2 stones. I take Chicana Piedra and flushed and never got it since.
Wow.
Pop actor says I sent you the Hulk link in your messenger. That would be Facebook Messenger, I take it. I do get that. I don't have Facebook Messenger handy here so that I can look at it, but I'll take a look at that, Pop actor. If you're on Instagram, Pop actor, that's where you can find me now. That I've moved my DMs over to there. Basically, I still can see the Facebook DMs, but DMs on the Instagram will get to me before the Facebook ones will. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So thanks. I'll take a look at that when I get a chance, and maybe incorporate that into the next commercial breaks that I make. Yes, Instagram is my go-to, and that seems to be where all of the toy network here is hanging out these days, is on the Instagram. So
yep.
Instagram is owned by Facebook, but for some reason the DM messenger over there seems to be easier to work with.
Yeah, it seems to work faster and better.
Yeah, and I agree with that. All right, so now we all know that one of my big things I like to show off here on the show is Memphis wrestling, and you know, we met some characters like the Dream Machine. We saw the Moondogs here. We've seen Downtown Bruno. Tonight, I thought I would do something a little different. I ran across this music video that some fan produced that just brought back all kinds of Memphis wrestling member berries. Now I stole the video. I'm a thief in the night. I went over there and snagged that video up, and I'm going to show it on my show. I hope I don't get in trouble for that, but you know, hey, you know, I take one for the home team. And this music video just brought me back because you start hearing the names as the guy raps these names. It's a rap video, whatever. But as he raps these names out, I mean, I'm just like, yeah. I remember all these guys. So I thought I would share that with you, and I want to hear some comments in the chat section. I want my panel to comment about it when we get done with it. You guys enjoy this little brief music video for Memphis wrestling.
The bout had just started. The Moondogs tearing the coats of the Fabulous Ones up. Now they're beating on them with those big bones. Yeah, why don't you get these animals out of here?
I said sweet brown sugar, Cocoa B, Colin Staggerly, Eddie Gilbert, Gerald Lawler, King of Memphis, Tennessee, Handsome Jimmy Valiant, Austin Idol, Superstar Dundee, Rock and Roll Express, Tommy Rich, and the Dream Machine. It's a dream machine. I said Lance Russell, Dave Brown, Downtown Bruno can be found. Saturday morning, Channel 5, Memphis Wrestling coming live. Tennessee so fabulous, beautiful, rich, and scandalous. Jackie Fargo coach with the sparkles causing damages. Ron Christopher, he's so sexy, runnable dog, and he'll suplex you first. Family stud, stable, Jimmy Hart all the way to Mabel. Jeff Jarrett, Robert Fuller, and the Dirty White Boy. Dirty Dutchman Tail, Doug Gilbert, call me Tom Pritchett. Dr. Tom You know Terry Funk, he's a monster. He'll rip your flesh like the Mongolian Stomper. Can't forget the Macho Man, Randy Savage, he's so bad. Rick Rude, rest in peace. Junkyard Dog, why you dead? Pablo Frazier, heart of gold. PG-13, Gypsy Joe, Jimbo, Ned McKnight Express. Beautiful Bobby, you're the best. Bud Lindell and Pat Tanaka, Eric and Bianca Mollis, Bill Binder, Laney, Pafo, Rick House Brown, and Flex Havana. High school concession stand match. Lawler team with Jarrett versus the Moondogs. On their bones they would gnaw. There was blood all in Jarrett's head. Trash cans everywhere. Latham whipped on Lawler like he was a blonde bomber. Team with Wayne Ferris, a.k.a. Honky Tonk Man. Bam Bam Bigelow, I say what up, Yamamoto. Don't you trust no dirty Tojo Yamamoto. Don't trust no dirty Yamamoto. I said sweet brown sugar, Cocoa B, Colin Staggerly, Eddie Gilbert, Gerald Lawler, King of Memphis, Tennessee, Handsome Jimmy Valiant, Austin Idol, Superstar Dundee, Rock and Roll Express, Tommy Rich, and the Dream Machine. It's a dream machine. Monday night, Vista Coliseum. Did I fail to mention matches at the Big One Flea Market and at the Cook Convention? Magnum TA, the Sheep Herders, the Invaders, the Doctor of Death, Steve Williams, one of the greatest. PYT Express, Rocky Johnson, Sid Vicious, back when Jerry Jarrett controlled the territory of Memphis. Joe LeDuc and Sputnik Monroe. He didn't want blacks back in the back row. I said sweet brown sugar, Cocoa B, Colin Staggerly, Eddie Gilbert, Gerald Lawler, King of Memphis, Tennessee, Handsome Jimmy Valiant, Austin Idol, Superstar Dundee, Rock and Roll Express, Tommy Rich, and the Dream Machine. It's a dream machine.
I love that music.
Dream Machine.
I'm ready to wrestle. I'm ready to chase funky fly criminals on 70s rooftops, Dirty Harry style after that music.
Dude, I dug
I
that.
thought it was awesome.
That was
I
awesome.
knew driving song, and he said, "This is proud."
Right.
How many member berries did you get from that one? I mean, all those guys went through Memphis first before they went anywhere else. And you see, Flex Cabana.
A lot of
That's
people
The
probably
Rock.
missed Flex Cabana as The Rock, you know?
Yeah. And it's just amazing what happened over there, and all of those guys. That Tupelo concession stand fight, that was a thing, man.
That was like the birth of hardcore wrestling, really.
Pretty much. And it started out with the Moondogs just brutalizing the Fabulous ones there. And we talked about this last week. They had no problem showing color on 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. No problem whatsoever. Memphis wrestling was just something that I remember so much from my childhood, because that was the thing, man. Turn on Memphis wrestling at 11 o'clock, and when that was over with, go outside and turn the antenna to the south so we can get Greenville's Channel 6 on there, and we can watch some Mid-South wrestling on top of that. So, man, it was like 3 hours of wrestling on Saturday afternoon.
Nice.
Down here at Dallas, we got to watch a video and go down the mean streets, Bad Street, Atlanta, GA, the Freebirds.
All right. Yeah, I remember the Freebirds it was like a three-man team,
Terry Gordy.
Yeah.
Remember them? I don't remember them all, but it was cool. And I saw you jamming the F out there, Joneser. When
I was enjoying that. That was cool.
I was singing along. My favorite part was when they go, "And the dream machine."
Well, it was amazing how they put all those names together, made it vibe, it sounded like a real song, which it was a real song. But I mean, it was cool, and I had a lot of memories attached to a lot of these people. That I either saw them as a kid or later as an adult when I became aware of some of them. And I even had the direct privilege and pleasure of getting the shit slapped out of me by Brian Christopher in person.
Which we've seen right here on this show before. Yeah, we saw that the other day when you were on. And I want a big shout out to Sputnik Monroe. Now, I don't think Sputnik is still with us, but Sputnik Monroe, and if you listen to the video, they wrapped it out. Sputnik Monroe, back when Sputnik was wrestling. Now that's back in the bad old days, okay, late 50s, early 60s wrestling. And at the Mid-South Coliseum, minorities weren't allowed to sit on the front row. They had to sit up there in the nosebleed section, way up there. And Sputnik was like, "No, I'm not having that. You buy a ticket, you sit wherever your ticket says you get to sit." And a big shout out to Sputnik Monroe.
Right.
Legend.
Well, I'll tell you my favorite part of that song. Tojo Yamanoto.
Don't trust Tojo.
Don't trust him.
You trust no Tojo Yamamoto.
That was the cherry on the cake.
I've got a perfect Tojo story. This is back. This was in Tojo's later years when he couldn't wrestle anymore, and they had him managing. And I think it was Doug Gilbert in the costume. I don't know if it was Doug or not. I apologize, Doug, if that wasn't you, but I think that was you, Jack. Tojo came out with a new tag team called the Ninjas. And the Ninjas looked like two overweight men in cheap dime store ninja costumes. And I know exactly where the costumes were probably rented from. But anyway, one of them I think was Doug Gilbert. And the thing was, Tojo was keeping them in line with a kendo stick. And he would make them kneel down on the ground while he beat their ass with the kendo stick, and then send them in the ring. Well, when Doug Gilbert knelt down to get his lickings with the kendo stick, the butt seam on his ninja costume split wide the hell open, and you could see his drawers underneath there. And right live on Saturday morning.
Now, did you hear about the rib that Tojo unfortunately witnessed that was a borderline assault?
Tell us more, Jones.
Okay. Now, you know what a rib is in the wrestling business, right?
Exactly. It's a practical joke.
Okay. It's basically, for anybody in the audience that doesn't know, two wrestlers, they get bored on the road. They pull a prank to entertain each other.
And they can get nasty.
This one is the best one I've ever heard. What happened is, and I can't remember the tag team. I want to say it was I'm not going to get the name right, so I'm not going to say who it was because this is terrible what ends up happening. But basically, it's a tag team, and they were joking around about them being gay or whatever. And so what they were doing is they had a setup where the one guy was going to have his tights down, and the other guy was going to be in front of him in the service position,
right.
And he's gonna have it out and everything. And the other guy's gonna have his mouth open, and they're staging this for when Tojo goes walking by, so he can catch them and they could act like they're surprised, and it's gonna be a joke, right? And the joke was supposed to be on Tojo, but the problem was this is what they call a double reverse rib, where the guy that's in the rib thinks he's the ribber, and he ends up being the ribby. And at the 0 hour, right when it's going to happen, homeboy grabbed his head, made it freaking happen. Which the other two, reacted as I think most of us would, and he runs, chase out. Poor Tojo doesn't know what he just witnessed or what just happened here, and God, I can't remember who told the story, but I laughed just because the poor guy. Like, can you imagine? You're walking
Sounds like
through
some shit Brian Christopher would tell.
Yeah, I can't remember who tells the story. I want to say I heard Jimmy Cornette saying the story.
Jimmy might have. No, Jimmy don't have any qualms about telling that shit either.
Yeah, and I want to say it was on Steve Austin's podcast. So see if you can find that sometime. But there
was some similar ribs in the Roddy Piper autobiography I started reading yesterday, where he was starting out. And a lot of the guys were like, just would randomly be in the change room naked and doing stuff, and engineered a situation where he's standing next to another guy and his hand was going backwards and holding something he didn't know what he was holding.
I seen that. He was talking to his boss, and the other guy was putting his business in his hand while he was talking to the boss, and he was like, "There's something wrong with my hand, but I'm just talking to the boss, and I'll figure out what's wrong later." And he finds out the guy stuck his business in his hand.
Yeah, it's funny for the wrestling ribs in that, and they the guys genuinely liked him. That's why they were ribbing him. They was being part of the group, but at the same time, he was really scared because he'd been on the streets where all sorts of horrible things happen to people, and he's thinking something horrible was going to happen to him.
Yeah, did you read his book?
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. I just started yesterday.
Yeah, I have it, and that's exactly where I found that story in the book.
Yeah.
And in fact, the guy I think that did the thing to his hand was that Lord Alfred Hayes.
Yes, that was it.
And they
referred
said
to him as like a
his
donkey
piece was
length.
legendary.
Oh wow!
Hayes.
That gives a new spin on it when you're listening to him commentating, like, "Oh, we're live from WrestleMania."
Right. Now all I can think of is this guy with this mutant trouser snake.
Yeah, trouser snake.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, well, there was so much crap like that. I often wondered, these guys had, of course they were bored,
right?
And that's what leads to this kind of nonsense. But how do you get bored to the point to where you allow yourself to get in that position?
The thing that gets me is the poor guy who was in the knee position there in this rib. there has to be a lot of trust there. Get in front of your friend, open your mouth. I'm gonna put my thing there. Where you gotta trust me, bro.
And at that point, I would have stopped it. I would have said,
killed him.
"No, I'm not doing that. I'm not the one."
I guess they're on the road together, tag team wrestling friends, and I guess there was some,
I forget
there.
who told this story, but we're talking about kayfabe and not breaking it and everything. I think I've told this one before. So the Wild Samoans were riding in the car with somebody, and they had an accident or something, and the highway patrol shows up, and the fucking Wild Samoans go into their fucking Wild Samoan act and will not get out of it. So the guy's like, "Look, this is what happened. They'll tell you what happened." They're they won't. They wouldn't break kayfabe for him to get him out of the fucking trouble he was in.
Did you hear the one? I think it's Rowdy Piper, Nikolai Volkov, the Iron Sheik, and God, I can't remember who the fourth man is, but they're all in a car together and they get pulled over at the border. Either coming from Canada or to Canada or whatever, and they're asking for ID, and they're all staying in character. So he comes up and he's like, "Where are you from?" "I am Nikolai Volkov, and I'm from Mother Russia." "Do you have papers?" "I need no papers." Get over it's from the Iron Sheik. "I am the Iron Sheik. I am from Iran." And like so, eventually he's like, by the time they get to Piper, they're not even asking any more questions. They're like, everybody just you're all going to jail. And I guess Piper allegedly has a amount of marijuana that he's stuffed in his cheek that he's hiding. And he's the only one illegal. All the other guys got their papers, and Piper is the only one that don't. And they finally get him to the station, and they're asking, and the guys they're not breaking character, and they're going through the police thing. "Who are you?" "I am Nikolai Volkov." And finally they get to him. "All right, that's it. Who are you?" And "Where are you from?" And Piper says, "Well, sir, I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina." He lied. And he's like, "You're the only one I believe. You can go."
So they let him go.
Right.
Didn't have his shit together. And David Slate was the victim of Andre fart. Yeah, OBS sent me some fart stories from about Andre the Giant. He liked to fart a lot, and he would fart.
But do you have a choice though? I mean, when you're that
No.
big and you drink that much and you eat that much.
I like the one where
Andre
Jake
was a hooker from day one. I mean, if he wanted to win, he was going to win. The only reason that he would lose a match is because he was booked to lose, and he decided that he would go ahead and go along with it.
There's a great story of Jake the Snake talking about Andre sitting on him in the middle of the ring and farting on him, and he's like, "God, I got like a wine stain on the back of my shoulder."
That pop actor Rick was telling us about that. And oddly, Andre is not known in France, which is odd.
That is odd.
But
you think he'd be a hero?
Now, during my research for wrestling stuff, I run across a lot of weird shit. I'm gonna tell this one. It's a CM Punk story. We all know who CM Punk was, or whatever he is now.
I thought he was too good for everything.
Yeah, he tried to come back to AEW, and that didn't work out. So I don't know. I mean, I liked Punk back in the day, especially during the pipe bomb era. I mean, that
was the best he is ever going to be. That was the best he ever was, and that was the best he is ever going to be.
Yep. I agree. But if you've ever heard some of his stories about what he was going through right around the time that he basically quit WWE, he had this staph infection that wouldn't go away, and they wouldn't let him take any time off to heal from it or whatever, and they were pumping him full of this medicine for staph infections, which has a side effect. Can you venture a guess, any one of you guys, at what the side effect of this medication was? No responses. It loosens one's bowels up.
Oh, he shit himself.
I had
in the ring during a match.
Right.
I remember this.
And the referee had to sling said poop out of the ring with his bare hand.
Yeah. You know, it's actually I've watched a lot of Steve Austin's podcasts, and Stone Cold even talks about how it happened to him in a match.
Happened to everyone.
You know, he says it's actually quite common that it will occur. If you go in there enough times, you're eventually going to have that happen to you.
Yeah, Mankind said the same thing in his books. He says over the long term, happens to everyone.
Right.
So yeah, there's plenty of wrestling stories out there, and the some of the worst ribs I ever heard about was dealing with bodily secretions and doing that in someone's gym bag and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of the stuff they did back then, they're criminal or even sexual assaults. Or I mean, these were you know, the not for today's people. They wouldn't be able to handle this.
Corny tells a lot of the stuff that was going on backstage that was borderline go to jail kind of stuff. Andre the Giant would take his shit in the shower because there was no toilet seat big enough for him to actually sit on.
Or the bathtub.
Yeah, the bathtub. Then you just rinse it with hot water. Dissipate it.
And George Valentine remembers when China popped an implant. Yeah,
Sable did too, I believe.
Yeah, I know that China had to have implants so she could actually have breast disease, because when you become a female bodybuilder, your breast disease tend to go away and become big muscle
it messes
mass
up changes your hormones.
Yeah,
the ninth wonder of the world.
You know,
I understand that her girl part down there at the bottom was kind of big too, and I think Triple H liked that.
To each their own.
I don't know. Supposedly, I've never seen this myself. I've never researched it. I've just heard about it. There is
it's not worth looking, trust me.
Yeah, I was gonna say there are some things in this world, Bill, you can't unsee.
Well, I know that, and I've seen some of those things, and I've had part of my soul taken away from me by watching shit that I was told not to watch.
Correct.
But supposedly there is a prawn video out there of Sean Waltman, if I'm not mistaken, in China doing the dirty deed.
That's not worth watching.
No, I say full stop, Bill. Full stop.
Wow.
Let's take it from someone who's seen it.
Oh,
No.
have you partaken of said prawn?
I have seen the Sean Waltman video, and I may have seen another one where she was She-Hulk in a naughty movie that was, it's a weird world out there.
She was a far more entertaining wrestler, or show wrestler, and part of the DX stuff. Her other extracurricular activities, not entertaining.
No, and it actually got kind of sad. Like there was one where like I think
I feel bad for her.
Yeah, she was getting like gang banged in the ring by like a fake Hulk Hogan and a fake Rock and a fake Stone Cold, and it was like it was humiliating to me to see her like that, and because I was a fan at the time, when she was in her prime, and then to see how far the star had fallen.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Was kind of sad. It had to be for money and drugs and try to stay relevant, and ultimately it ended her life.
Austin cheating on her with Stephanie must have been hard for her. Austin?
No,
I think he means Triple H.
Triple H.
I think he means Triple H.
Yeah.
She was supposedly Triple H's girlfriend, because Triple H liked what she had.
Yeah, they were dating.
Yeah,
and then he ended up with the boss's daughter, and that may have been a power move on his part. I'm not sure.
He claims that he is in love with her. And we can only take the man at his word. I mean, I like there's a conversation between him and Undertaker when it first happened. Undertaker's type of cat. I think he just calls it like he sees it, and he told him, and Paul Levesque, Triple H, whatever you want to call him. Said that Undertaker told him straight up, everybody's going to think you slept your way to the top. Nobody's going to believe you deserve anything you got. You have this is just the perception. You're going to have to live with it. And he knew it going in before it was even public knowledge. He had this conversation, and he knew it going in and accepted it. Now, you would only do that for somebody that you love.
And then
So,
that's
I
a
mean,
good point. That is a good point. That is a good point.
You wouldn't piss over your own legacy, you know.
Yeah.
No.
No, there's always stories about like who's the real person and what's the dirt, and everybody has their good side and their bad side. But I don't know. I think Triple H has earned his place in the company.
Well,
and
I'll give him his dues. He's a better booker than his father-in-law.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, what is it? Is it the Japanese or whoever that say that we're all three people? They're the one we present and the one other people see, and then there's a hidden one that even we're unaware of.
Yeah, it's like the persona
like
and the shadow, and yeah.
Yes, and I believe that is true to every person in walk of life. I think we're all
you're a mix of all of that.
Correct. We're a yin, a yang, and a something else we can't even see.
Right. Absolutely. Well, that brings us finally towards the end of the show here. Well, wait a minute now. Pop Actor says about Abdullah the Butcher. Now, he saw Abdullah versus Bruiser fight as a kid. This match terrified me to death. They ended up in the stands near me and my family. What a match that was, full of blood. Did you know that Abdullah the Butcher, towards the end of his career, he had what is that blood disease? And
dude, he had hepatitis.
Yeah, hepatitis, right?
There's been a lot of wrestlers got that over the years.
Well, a lot of them got it from Abdullah the Butcher just by being in the ring with him when he sat there and forked his head open with a damn fork and then bled all over him.
Oh, yeah. Like, what's his name? The bloody superstar Billy Graham. He had hepatitis too.
Yeah.
I remember watching that.
You got to remember now, a lot of those, hepatitis C, a lot of those storylines that they would have in the ring would be slightly based upon something that was going on in the wrestler's real life. I remember distinctly that when Scott Hall came back to the WWE or F at the time, I can't remember, he was a stone cold alcoholic and everybody knew that he was abusing alcohol. And every week Stone Cold would come out and beat his ass in the ring and then pour beer all over him.
Yeah.
You know, they did that with Road Warrior Hawk, and I always find those kind of storylines to be in poor taste.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like I get that these people have personal struggles, but I'm watching this to be entertained and to enjoy the show.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sit here and be like, I know they're trying to be edgy and be like, oh, this bit is for real. And it's like, no, man, you're
like the infamous Brian Pillman segment where Stone Cold goes in and they play a gunshot sound in his family in his real fucking house. Like,
you know what? When I was watching that, I believed because I was still young enough to
that was full on. That was like going.
Yeah, they had me with that one. I thought that was real.
They hooked you good.
They got me good there.
Hooked you inside of the
They
fish.
did. I believed that.
All right, fellas, we're going to learn how to use the internet. These kids are going to show us how to use it.
I need to learn it. I've got no idea how to get on it.
Teach
All
me
right.
to stay away
What's
from
the
these
internet?
naughty sites.
All right, guys, let's get ready here.
Stay away from those
We'll all
weird
be down
sites.
here at the bottom to lampoon this thing. I invite the chat to gather in with us as well. Here we go. We'll skip over this.
Website, a window to the world, got to get online. Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
Hey, I remember the change.
Hey there, it's us again. This is my brother Peter, Mom and Dad, and I'm Dasha. Today, we're going to be showing our friends Andrew and Lisa the basics of the internet, and we thought you might want to come along.
It'll be cool.
Now here's a little background. When we installed internet access on our computer, I got the whole family involved.
It's true. Everybody had their own tasks to do.
It was a lot of work, but it was really worth it.
Now that I've gotten on the internet, I'd rather be on my computer than doing just about anything.
It's really cool.
The internet gave us a whole world of exciting new possibilities. So I guess this is a story of how it changed our lives. Maybe it will yours too, with the Kid's Guide to the Internet.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
As Rich told you, we installed the internet on our computer just a short time ago, and I haven't been able to get the kids off it ever since.
Not only do they play the typical computer games that all the kids enjoy, but their curiosity for learning has skyrocketed. Peter is constantly quoting sports statistics, and he can tell you the best surfing spots around the globe.
Not to mention the improvement in Peter's grades, and Dasha's too. Having the internet in our home has had a great impact on our lives. Rich keeps up with the stock market and our investments, and I'm able to pay the bills in half the time it used to take me. And the kids are improving in their grades and communication skills.
Which makes me happy, as I would sure like them to go to college someday.
Don't worry, though. It's still cool. The program is by kids for kids, and it's not just for boys either.
You'll learn how the net can entertain you and take you to far-off locations and meet new people.
And at the end of the tape, I'll be back to tell you how to safeguard your computer so that you can reduce your concerns about the kinds of websites your children can visit. You never can be too careful.
And to help out if requested, though I doubt she'll be asked.
So let's get underway.
Yeah.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
So, what's everyone up to today?
Well, Linda Emerson called and she asked if Dasha and Peter could help Andrew and Lisa learn about the internet. She's trying to get Bud to get the internet at home.
Okay, now
Right in the
don't
middle of
forget
the
to keep
living
it
room.
simple for your pals, you two. You guys have learned an awful lot, even though you've only been online a couple of weeks.
That's the great part, Dad. It's so easy to learn and so much fun to play on.
Yeah, Dad. Peter doesn't even have to help me anymore. I did my report on the Mississippi River all by myself.
Hey, you know how to spell Mississippi with one I? Mississippi. You know, I've been able to read some of my favorite cooking magazines online. I've even gotten some great gardening tips, too.
No wonder you guys are always so busy on the computer.
You're going
Yes,
surfing on the
studio.
internet.
This is the same family.
Come on in. Hi, guys. Dad's just leaving, and Mom said we can have the computer all to ourselves.
Hey, Andrew, what's up?
This is Mom and Dad gets out of the room. We're going to look at
Hi,
prawn.
Mr. and Mrs. Jameson. My mom wanted me to ask you guys
Two
to call her.
girls,
She wants
one
you to
cup.
tell her more about the internet and why you like it.
Yeah, and you've got to tell her that we really need it for our homework. But don't tell her about the games and stuff.
Even though we know that's what you really want it for.
I'll tell you what, I'll call her. Now, you make sure Dasha and Peter show you how they've done some of their school reports and not all that cybernet stuff, okay?
See you later, kids. I'll be home early.
Bye.
The stripy
Take
brigade.
You're in going surfing on the internet.
Okay, guys, the first thing that you need to know is that the internet is amazing, and it's changing every day. Once you've learned how to get online yourselves,
You
you'll
don't
start
say.
seeing web pages everywhere. TV shows have them, schools, Disney World, even the White House.
What's a web page? Something ducks walk on?
Ha ha, very funny. No, it's the name of the different sites you can look up on the internet.
Hold on, sis. Let's start at the beginning like Dad did with us. So Andrew and Lisa will be able to persuade their parents about the internet with some important facts.
Good idea, Peter, but where do we start?
Let's start with the basics first. There are 3 important services you can access on the internet. Surfing the World Wide Web.
Surfing? That sounds pretty cool already.
Andrew, don't interrupt. Go on, Peter.
Then there are news groups to share information with people. And then there's email.
Email? I heard that's really neat. My cousin has a pen pal in Sweden, and they write back and forth, and it transmits right away and doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, you can even talk with people all over the world on chat lines.
Don't they have chess games and stuff like that, too?
Yup, they got more stuff than you can imagine.
So, where should we start?
Start with web pages. So first you need to know that everything on the internet has an address, and all web addresses start with http://. Then to access the World Wide Web, you type in www.
And the next thing you'll type will be specific, directing you to a particular website, like MTV. Or you can just surf the net using a search engine to help you locate information on any topic you can think of.
For instance, I used the World Wide Web to search the archives of the Smithsonian Museum a few weeks ago. I also had to do a homework assignment about the Wright brothers for a history assignment.
Can you show us what you found?
Sure.
I love the music here.
Yeah.
Carter 95.
It's like from some
Music.
Zelda game.
Right.
Wow, is that the first plane the Wright brothers flew?
Yup, they called her the Kitty Hawk.
So that means we can visit most any museum in the world without even leaving home?
Not just museums,
We
you
could go to
can
a
go
real
anywhere on
museum,
the
you
net
little
and
bastards.
access resources from around the corner or to the most remote regions of the world.
Now that's amazing.
So where else can we go?
Want to write a letter to President Clinton?
Would he answer us?
I bet he would.
Let's tell him how much we love the
I hear he
internet and
likes
that he should
those
try to get more
cigars.
computers for our
Yeah.
schools.
But
Tell
how
him
do
we
we
love his
even
Super
look up the
Nintendo
White
game
House?
starring his
You
cat.
type www.whitehouse.gov.
And of course, there's Al Gore, the creator of the internet.
It looks just like it does in our history books, only it seems more real, like we're there.
Is this like sending email?
It is sending email.
Dear Mr. President, my name is Peter, and my sister
I was
is
little
Dasha.
shit.
Our friends Lisa and Andrew came over today. Sincerely, Andrew, Lisa,
Oh, wow.
Spice that poorly,
Peter,
Peter.
and
Fucking
Dasha.
Spices in there. He's not
Wow,
going to
that's
read
really
it.
neat, but how can
We
we
want
get
to
the
know,
internet
did
on
you
our
have
computer at
sexual
home?
relations
You're
with
going
that woman?
surfing on the internet.
Remember how Dad said we should start with the
I
basics
did
first?
not have
That's
sexual
true.
relations
Well, to
with
get
that
started,
woman.
you'll need to get connected to the
How
internet.
much did you inhale,
You do
Mr.
that
President?
through an internet service
I
provider.
never
An
inhaled.
internet service provider?
I never
What's
You
exhaled.
that?
did, because you're not
It's a
breathing
service
anymore.
that connects you to the internet through special super high-speed lines. Your parents or teachers can help you figure this out for you.
The easiest way is to use an online service provider. They give you free disk to install, and it
Like
only takes a few
AOL.
minutes until you're online.
And we can do it ourselves?
Yeah, you'll be led through a series of screens for the installation of the software. They make it simple, and they even have a helpline if you get stuck.
You know what's messed up? These kids are probably pushing 50 now.
You've got mail.
You'll need to type in your name, address, and credit card information. Be sure to ask your folks for permission to use it.
You're not
Right,
stranded
nothing
on
is
a tropical
free.
island with Wilson.
You've got mail.
But the one thing we learned is that if your computer is having other problems, make sure you get them fixed first. Otherwise, if you're having problems when you're installing your internet disk, you won't know where they're coming from.
So we install the disk and we could go online immediately.
Does your computer have a modem?
What's
I
that?
think so. My grandpa bought it for us. It has all the latest high-tech stuff.
Isn't
It
that
sounds
the
like it
tower
should be
that's
pretty easy
beside
for
the
you then.
monitor?
But you might get your
Got one
folks
of
to
them
help
internet
just to
modems.
make sure everything's working okay.
Yeah, because I remember when Dad installed ours, he backed up all of our computer data so that if there was a problem, it wouldn't get lost. And then there was something about fragments or something.
That's right. Dad had to defragment the disk too. I'm not really sure
Oh,
what
I
that
don't
is,
remember
so you
that.
better get an adult to help you
Defrag
with
your
it.
head, little Billy.
You're going surfing on the internet.
Well, now it's time to get online through our internet
You
service
gotta get
provider.
fragged and doomed,
Here we
Billy.
go.
Get
To
online.
get
I'm gonna
online,
take
you
your
need
head
to
off.
type in our password.
Duke Nukem
Since
fragging's
your
about what I
internet service
remember.
provider is like your own post office box, you need to access it with your own private code.
What are you, some kind of bottom-feeding, scum-sucking algae eater?
Now we need to open our browser.
What's a browser?
It's an application that allows you to access all of the different information on the internet.
It's a
Microsoft
application that allows you
Internet
to
Explorer
access
came with our
crime from
computer,
all over the
but you
world.
can download it by typing
But you download those illegal sea
www.microsoft.com.
monkeys.
You know what's sad? I just got this awesome new computer set up. The first thing, like my kid's like, "Oh yeah, you can get games on this." I'm like, "Can I
Or
get
you
Duke
can download
Nukem?"
the
He's
other
like,
popular
They've
browser,
made new
Netscape
games in the last
Navigator
30
at
years. Did you know that?
www.
Can I get Boulder Dash on the
Netscape.com.
internet?
Okay, so
Like,
tell
I
us,
just want Duke
what does
3D.
download mean?
That's simple.
Dude.
It means to transfer a file of information from a main computer or server to your computer. So once you have loaded your browser or already have it on your computer,
Downloading.
you'll open it and it will give you a selection of search engines.
Is this kid like a snake trooper? Is his skin gonna peel off?
What do search engines do?
They search the net looking for the information you
I
requested.
like the way that Oyster Eric
Cool.
did on the
So
camera
that's
and
how
all
you
the
get
cues.
connected to the internet. And the search engines will show us all the millions of pages of websites and chat lines and games and everything?
It's all right here at your fingertips.
How do we decide which search engine to use?
They all have
This is
similar
Alta
information,
Vista.
but they organize it differently. Everyone has their favorite, right, Peter?
Yup, the search engines identify different categories and topics. When you decide what you're interested
still
in,
have my
you click on the
Yahoo
topic
email.
from the menu, or type in a specific web address or word to identify a particular topic. Then the search engine links you to your selection.
Yahoo, I've heard of that. So it's a search engine, right? Can we look at it?
Sure, we just click on it and the next thing you know, we'll be surfing the net.
Wow, look at all the choices.
Yahoo. Yahoo.
Yeah, I
Let's
still got
look at
one.
Yahooligans for Kids.
Okay, so where would you like to go now?
Surfing the net.
Okay, first we need to select a topic from the menu.
Cool, random, club.
Where would you like to go?
Let's check out
Let's go
astronomy.
to prawn. Put in big boobies.
Take you 15 minutes to see the whole photo, but it'll be worth it, kid.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be up all night seeing those half of Buffy nudes.
1.21 gigawatts. 1.21
That's easy.
gigawatts.
What's next?
I need to do a school project on ancient Egypt. Would they have anything on it under
I
countries?
do remember the Yahoo
Let's
chat
see.
room.
First we check
Those
around
are
the
all-
world. Next countries, and
Lots of
there it
purple.
is, Egypt.
Oh, yeah. I remember being 15, 16, being
Amazing.
in the
They have
AOL chat
everything I
rooms
need.
and all that. Yeah,
Look, you can
there
even
were
write your name in hieroglyphics.
problems.
Can we try it?
Can I get on some email
LISA,
newsletters
right?
and news
Right.
groups on the
Yeah.
internet?
Dude, those news groups were like criminal in those days.
Oh,
Like,
that's
there
where
was
all
a
the
few
good
times-
shit was.
Yeah, you were like, oh my god, I can I go to
Can we
jail
do
for
something
seeing that?
fun? Maybe play a game?
Yes,
Well,
and
let's
yes.
bookmark the page so we can find it real easily.
Yeah, this was like the Wild West of the internet, man.
Let's go back to the Yahooligans homepage
It really
and find
was.
a game.
I see your custom web page with terrible colors that are unreadable in yellow and green.
Oh, yeah. Well, the backgrounds that just obscured all the text where you could read nothing.
Can I get a weird Starfield effect that just blinds me and gives me seizures
They
while I'm
sure
trying to
have
look
a
up
lot of
basic
them.
information
Too
on the
bad we
internet?
don't have time to play them.
What was funny
You're
is like
right,
I remember
Dasha,
I
but
was
the
a kid
tour was
and
awesome.
my
I
dad
can't believe
was
how
the tech
easy
guy
it
in
is
the
to
house,
surf
so
the
he
net.
sets up the computer. And one of the first things
So let's
I
review
wanted
a
him
few
to
of the
look up was
concepts we've been
Spider-Man
working on.
pictures.
Just to
He
make
finds
sure
a
I
picture
understand.
of a
First,
hobgoblin,
we need to get an ISP, or
and
Internet Service Provider.
a porno
It connects you to the
hobgoblin
net
with
through
his pants
high-speed
off,
lines.
and he's like, my dad,
Then
like, quick,
I
like,
download or
whoa,
install
whoa.
a browser that
Yeah,
allows me to
maybe we
view
better
all
watch out what
information
we
on the
look
net
for
in my
here.
computer.
Or the,
Right so far?
or the pop-ups that would fill up the
Then
screen
I open
and
my
you couldn't
browser
do
to a
anything
choice of
about
search
it.
engines that look up
Well,
menus
wasn't there
for
like
almost
a
anything I
F
can
something
think
you
of.
could use?
Whether
or,
it's my
I can't
project on
remember what it
Egypt
was.
But
or
you'd have to
Andrew
hit it
Promenade.
over and over and
It
over
sounds
again.
You
complicated,
hold
but
it down.
really it all
That was the
happens
trick.
behind the scenes, so it's easy for you. And you're right. You can find anything from planning a vacation to
Oh,
MTV
God, Whip
or
TV.
real-time live audio. The net is fabulous.
What are web addresses?
All websites have
Revenge of the
addresses,
Farm.
even the ones we just looked at. So if you know the
About what
address
it
of the
was,
site
dude.
and you want to go directly to it,
It was
you
like
just type in
from
the
the
address.
90s Spider-Man
addresses
cartoon
follow a
picture,
similar format.
but it had
As I
somebody else's
mentioned before,
face
they all
and
start with HTTP
uh,
as the beginning of their
parts.
address. Then additional information helps the browser locate the address you've selected.
For instance, the other day we typed in the address for Cape Canaveral.
Sounds like you know
where
from
did you get
experience
that?
there,
We
Rick.
just figured it out. Look, I'll show you.
A lot of addresses are easy to guess. If they're very well-known places, they probably just use their name. And then you only
Don't
need the
misspell
last
it, though,
identifier.
because you'll go to
The
a
typical
bad
abbreviations
place.
go like this.
Don't look
.com
up
for
my
commercial,
address, internet
.gov
creepers.
for government, and .org for organization.
Uh-oh.
I can't believe how easy it is to get onto the internet.
Well, see, and I remember
You
at
hear
this
my
time,
parents
what was it,
talking
like
about it? It
GoldenEye,
sounds
where
like
they
it'd
had
be
that
so
computer
hard.
guy, like,
I told you it was cool.
and like, you know, everybody thought like this stuff was possible.
You're going
like,
surfing on the
past the
internet.
CIA or
I saw
you know.
something about news and current events online.
Can you look up newspapers too? We always have a social studies test.
Newspapers are dead, Billy, just like
Yep.
you.
The internet has news lines that give you up-to-the-minute information from the Los Angeles Times, CNN, the New York Times, and the Wall Street Journal.
Was that before they put that shit behind a paywall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, once they
Star
figured out
Wars
how to link a
Return.
credit card to the internet, it was the end of the world.
Yep.
Okay.
They're on the
This must have
dirty
been-
side.
This was when they were doing the George Lucas had redone all the Star Wars movies and re-released them.
I went to that.
1998, 97.
I was in high school. I remember I dragged my girlfriend at the time to all of those, and she was pissed.
Was that,
Didn't we-
were those re-releases in the cinema
again,
the
you
original
should
cuts
bookmark
or
these
the...
locations
No, they
in the
had the
browser so
like
that you
new
can go through
digital
really quickly,
scenes, and
like we did
that was
before.
the hook.
Hey, Andrew,
they
what
had
about
the
that
new,
report you have to
new
do in
bits,
science class about
which
light
some of
and
them
what
were
makes
better
colors?
than others.
Oh,
I remember
was
my
trying to
mate getting all
forget
those on
about that.
VHS and showing me the
I
bits and
think it'll
going,
be
what the
fun to
fuck
look
is
it up
going
on
on
the
with
net.
this?
I just type in
I
light
do
and
remember
color
the
and
one
see
with
what we get.
Han Solo and Guido, and like right away
Yeah.
I was like, "What
At
just
least
happened?"
you don't have to
the,
study the anatomy of
the
a frog
jobber
like
in
we
front
do.
of the Falcon bit was just...
Yeah,
yeah,
it
when
was
you step on his
stepped
tail.
on him. Yeah, but the whole the Han shot first, like man, Guido didn't shoot at all. Like Han shot Guido, and that was it.
Han
was no
shot
shoot
Greedo in
first.
cold blood.
Right,
Jack.
and that was better that way. Why
Can we
they
look up my
did
frog
that
too?
was-
I can get a head
showed
start
you
on my
how bad a
homework.
shot
I'm
Guido
so
was.
glad
He
we don't
couldn't
have to
even hit you
dissect
from
them like
across
they
the
did in the
table.
old days.
What the hell is this shit?
Grateful Dead, or
Think they're acid tripping.
right?
Oh,
Licking
oh,
frog.
white
Wasn't
meat
this the
website
licking frog?
had the frog on it
They're
there.
learning how to lick the frog to get the psychedelic high. That was
There
the
you
rave,
go.
man.
Whoa, how'd you do that? Show me so I can come back to it later.
Click the mouse, you
We're
little
gonna have to
mutant.
get Dad to install the internet right away, or have Mom take us to the library to use it.
And I'm sure Mom will talk Dad into it, since she hates chauffeuring us everywhere.
And there's so much more you can do.
Hey gang, here's a cool site you want to check next time you're going to the movies. They have hundreds of movies, and it's free too.
I couldn't imagine trying to watch a movie back then.
Who remembers movie line?
www.1000dirtymovies.com.
Yeah.
In those days, you're better off calling the movie phone. You'd get it faster than the slow
Yeah, I
dial
believe
fucking
it.
internet.
Man, I'd be a
Movie phone.
Blockbuster. There's no way.
Or look, opening up the actual newspaper from it. You could walk to the shop, buy the newspaper, and look at the movie listings faster than this shit would load.
Whoever this Jameson family, they got fast internet. Look how fast these web pages load. I remember waiting
Yeah,
for
that's-
those line by line.
Yeah.
They're using their special Mythbusters time sped up camera shit here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that did not happen that way in my house.
No. Little
And you
Billy
can
was
also
up
check
all
out the
night
latest
getting
on
half
TV.
a boob of Sarah
Nick
Michelle
at
Gellar.
Night. Cool.
Hey,
Movie
TV
title.
Land when it was good.
Yeah.
There's the stupid animations. It's unnecessary.
TV land. Yeah, remember when you could download stuff, just anything from these damn movies and have them on your computer?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Mr. Red.
I'm going to a warrior if I gotta swim all the way. Aloha, Wilbur. Look, no hand.
Cutting edge special effects.
It's all starting to
I
make
remember
sense.
in like
You just
IT
type
high school, someone brought in the
nickatnight.com.
X-Files
Hey, you said you'd
opening
show me the
theme as a
MTV
little
website.
AVI,
Would
and
that
it's
just
like,
be
it's a novelty. It's like,
MTV.com?
I can
Yep.
watch it normally on the fucking TV. Why do I want to see that small and crappy looking little square?
Right.
Because it's on the computer.
It's on the computer. But it sounds terrible.
1996.
Someone
Year
said
in
you could order
music.
concert tickets over the web. Is that true?
Sure. My mom ordered tickets from the net to take me to the Russian ballet for my birthday.
Educated. I love it.
We're all getting
Look,
educated around
I wonder
here.
where that's going to take you. Jackpot, that must be the gambling site.
And here's another neat thing you can download.
It must have been the look on his face when you said that.
Really? Show me how to do that. I hate the ones we have at school.
Screensaver.
Free. Yeah, just download any goddamn thing off the internet. Don't worry about whether it's got a virus in it or not.
Yeah.
Not as I put me to sleep.
Download photos. What do we got here? Prawn photos, my screensaver, free screensaver, save.
All our screens were saved back in the day. They were just saved so much.
Site visited Fair Hills. I wonder if any of these sites still
But
exist.
speaking of parents, our mom is going to be here in a few minutes to pick us up.
Well, quick, before you go, this is one your dad will love. It's sports
It's a
news, and they have
prawn
all the
site.
latest stats
Your
and
dad will
scores.
love those prawn
My
sites.
dad
Get on there
usually
quick
looks up
before they're up.
www.sportsnetwork.com.
Does they not know how to zoom the camera out? They're always scrolling sideways.
Good lord.
Lisa, that would be a good one to show Dad. Then maybe he'll get us the internet at home.
And that's not the only site with
They're
sports
using Windows
information. There are tons of them.
3.11. This is before Internet Explorer took over Windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's only barely better than Amiga. It's like-
Fox Sports. TV Guide. Ooh, now we're going to learn about the email.
You
Let's
got
say
mail.
I want to use email.
You know, email is still the #1 use of the internet. It's easy to set up the email program provided with your
anymore, so
online
good.
software.
And it's really easy to use, too. You just type in the name of the person you're sending it to and your message. What could be simpler?
Oh, yeah. It's just simple as that, right? Remember when
Well,
Netscape
that
Navigator
doesn't
had a
work.
built-in email in it?
I'm on level 2 of the old 8-bit Yuka module of the jungle
And
here.
here are some places you can get free email. www.juno.com and www.mailzone.com.
I don't remember MailZone, but I remember Juno. What about Hotmail?
What about if I
Rocket
want to do my
Mail.
own homepage?
Now that's a big project. You'd better get someone to help you.
But you can get a head start at www.cnet.com, centralhandspagemail.html.
Oh, yeah, you remembered that, huh? CNET.
You get a
That's
head start
super.
with hands, all right?
What a great website. Cheap. Instant web pages.
Instant.
In 10 easy steps.
Just get a bunch of robot children, the full production
Hey, guys,
studio, and
Andrew
scroll
Small's gonna be
sideways.
looking any minute.
Better pack up your stuff.
Thanks, Mrs. Jameson.
Oh, you're welcome, Andrew. So, did you learn anything important today?
Are you kidding? I can't go another day without the internet. Peter showed me how to look
Oh,
up all the
God, here we go.
information I need on
This
my
is
school
prediction of the
projects
future right here. I watch the internet every day.
Don't worry, kid. You're going to have one in your pocket.
Well, good. I'm glad you got some of
Now,
the important
where?
stuff done before you went to the games and MTV, Dasha.
We did, Mom. We looked all over Egypt, Cape Canaveral, dissecting virtual frogs. We've been very
We even
busy.
went to the
Well,
dirty
I'm
site,
sure your
too.
folks will get it for you soon enough.
Yeah.
Just love it. The kids are on it all
They
the
had
time
some
between
Egyptian
homework and
pornography
games, and I
over
use it
there.
for new recipes and gardening tips. And Mr.
Oh,
Jameson
Papa
gets
Rick
up to the
got
stock
the
reports,
feelings
and
there
I could
for
go on
Mrs.
and on.
Jameson.
But you better get going before your mom wonders
Is
what you're
Mrs.
doing.
Jameson's first name
That
Jenna?
was definitely cool. Thanks.
She is she's the highlight of these
Absolutely. See you on the
videos.
net. Call me the minute you get an email address.
Okay.
And Andrew, we can play interactive games on the net together.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll play
You're
Doom
going surfing
together.
on the internet.
As a parent, I've never been happier than when my children ask their friends over for an internet computer party. I'd like to add a word about safety, though. You have to remember the internet is not a regulated environment, so the quality and accuracy of various informational offerings
could
can
look up
differ
naughty
quite a
pictures
bit.
of this lady
There
right
may even
now,
be a
then.
concern if your children should access some of them. So go online with them on the net. Or set
You
your
weren't there
Microsoft
when they
Internet
did.
Explorer browser to only accept G-rated sites.
Right,
Well,
no
how did our
kidding.
kids do as cyber teachers?
Well, they were big stars, of course. Oh, but honey, did you know you could dissect a virtual frog on the internet? Ooh.
What would you want to?
Oh, did you get those
Yeah, I
Rolling
bet
Stone
she's
concert tickets?
dissecting,
And the whole
alright.
family can go, right? I mean, you can buy tickets online.
I don't know. What do you think, kids?
Yeah.
I think your parents are psychopaths talking about dissecting frogs on the
On the
internet.
mark, get set. We're riding on the internet, cyberspace set free. Hello, virtual reality. Interactive
on the
appetite, searching
internet.
for a website, a window to the world, got to get online. Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
I was vibing. It wasn't as good as the wrestling song. I'm gonna have to say that. You know?
No, the
Wrestling
rest
song's
of
better.
got this one beat.
But it had a little bit of a hook. The wrestling song was way better.
I agree.
You got mail.
See, what you could
Who
do,
the hell
Bill,
is
is take
Spam?
that internet mom lady and have her talking about the He-Man toys in one of those special videos.
Oh, you come forward with the super multiverse. I'm not even allowed to go over there and look at that anymore.
Well, it's a good thing AI exists because they could just do it for you and you're not involved at all.
I really thought that I had it figured out how to beat the algorithm, but my wife
Yep.
no on that one. Well, all right. Rated G for gang bang. Here we go.
What does bukkake mean?
Oh, it's just a party decoration.
Yeah,
Up around the windows.
decoration, all right.
We were playing Friends or Friends Against Humanity or whatever, some card game, right?
Yeah.
And it's my wife and all her friends, and they got this thing, and all of a sudden one of the things was, oh, that thing is a bukkake, and then someone's like, what the hell is that? And then I'm like, told them what it was. Everybody looks at me with their judgy little eyes.
How did you know
like,
that?
How did you know? Especially my wife, you know.
Because I'm a fine connoisseur of prawn.
So now whenever there's anything disgusting, they don't know what it is. They all just ask me.
So what does it mean there, Joneser?
Well, why do you think I know? Well, do you? Well, yes.
Of course. I mean, I heard the comment about 2 girls and 1 cup over there from Joneser says we were watching that video. Yeah, I was listening. How do you go about that?
Well,
Same way
there's
I know
another
about
one of
the
those
damn
things you
upset
can't
plan.
unsee that you wish you could unsee. You know?
Oh well, you know don't go to these places, people. They'll take your little pieces of your soul away from you bit by bit.
Yeah, you can't get that one back.
No, absolutely not. And
Go
of course,
surfing on the internet.
I'm on the
that
internet
tune
right
is
now
gonna be
looking at an
stuck in your
alternate
brain,
way out of
Zach.
box.
You're never going to get that tune out of your brain for the rest of the night. You're going to be humming that in your sleep tonight. Well, that brings us towards the end of the show as we're getting close to the 2-hour mark. I think I timed this one out perfectly tonight. So,
Yes, you did, sir.
you know, I know what that means.
Feed the ducks.
We're going surfing on the internet.
Enjoy your history.
Oh, well, the good
Oh,
news
that is good news.
Peter's down to 99.4. Yeah, she had a single shot, she said earlier. Yeah. Don't look in the first place. It's called self-control. Get some on the internet.
I do have self-control. The problem is I have horrible friends who send me things, and I unfortunately don't think about who sent it to me and just open it. And they go, oh, damn it, I should have known better.
Yeah, you should have known better. Absolutely. All right, everybody. It's good to have everybody here that came for the panel tonight. It's good to see everybody that was in the chat with us early tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. There will be no show tomorrow, and there will be no shows next weekend. I will be out of town.
And be safe.
Bill, I just tried to debut myself live in the whole of that, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. We'll talk about that here in just a few minutes there, Joneser. And to everyone else, wish you the best and have a good journey. Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.